From Neural Newscast, this is Deep Dive, exploring the moments that shape today.
Welcome to Deep Dive from Neural Newscast. I am Jonah Klein, and today we are stepping through the corridors of time to uncover the moments that built the modern world. And I'm Frederick Moore. It is May 1st, 2026, and today's journey takes us from the birth of a global superpower to the origins of a word that has saved countless lives in the face of disaster. It is a day of massive structural shifts, Frederick. We are looking at a political union that changed the map of Europe forever. A military icon who reshaped the 19th century, and a literary voice that defined the absurdity of the 20th.
The most significant geopolitical shift occurred way back in 1707. On this day, the Acts of Union officially went into effect. This was the moment the Kingdom of England and the Kingdom of Scotland merged to become the single Kingdom of Great Britain. It is a transition that is easy to overlook because we are so used to the idea of the UK today. But before 1707, these were two sovereign states with their own parliaments. They had shared a monarch for over a century, but this act dissolved those individual legislatures and created the Parliament of Great Britain at Westminster. The motivations were complex, Jonah. Scotland was struggling economically after the failure of the Darien scheme, and England wanted to ensure that the Scottish throne wouldn't be settled separately, which could have invited a French-backed claimant. It was a pragmatic, if controversial, marriage of necessity that laid the literal foundation for what would become the British Empire. That empire was later defended and expanded by one of today's birthday subjects. Born on May 1st, 1769, was Arthur Wellesley, better known to history as the first Duke of Wellington. Wellington is a towering figure in military history. Most people immediately think of the Battle of Waterloo in 1815, where he successfully held the line against Napoleon Bonaparte, ending the Napoleonic Wars and changing the trajectory of European history for the next 100 years.
He was much more than just a general, though. He was a statesman who served twice as prime minister. He was often called the Iron Duke, a nickname that spoke to his resolve, though it was actually coined after he installed iron shutters on his windows to protect them from protesters during a period of political unrest. Moving from the battlefield to the world of literature, we also celebrate the birth of Joseph Heller today, born in 1923. He was a man who saw the grim reality of war and chose to fight it with satire. He gave us Catch-22, a novel that is as hilarious as it is terrifying. It perfectly captured the circular, bureaucratic logic that traps people in impossible situations. The term Catch-22 became so embedded in our language that people use it every day without even realizing they are quoting a novel. It really highlights the absurdity of systems that value procedure over human life. And speaking of unique voices with a very specific perspective on the world, we have our third birthday, filmmaker Wes Anderson, born on this day in 1969. Anderson is such a singular artist. Whether it is the meticulous symmetry of the Grand Budapest Hotel or the whimsical adventure of Moonrise Kingdom, you know a Wes Anderson film the moment you see a single frame. It is almost like a storybook come to life. His influence is everywhere now, from interior design trends to the way people curate their social media feeds. He proved that a very specific, almost dollhouse-like aesthetic could resonate on a massive global scale. Now, while Anderson uses visuals to communicate a specific mood, our fact of the day is about a tool used to communicate a very specific emergency. That's right. We are talking about the universal distress call, Mayday. It was invented in 1923 by Frederick Stanley Mockford, the senior radio officer at Croydon Airport in London. The logic behind it was quite brilliant, Frederick. Mockford needed a word that was easily understood by pilots and ground staff during the heavy traffic between London and Paris. He took the French phrase Mayday, which means help me, and converted it into the phonetic English Mayday.
It was distinct, it cut through radio static, and it couldn't be easily confused with other words. By 1927, it was officially adopted as the International Radio Telephone Distress Signal, replacing the older SOS, which was designed for telegraphy. It is a testament to how a simple linguistic solution can become a vital part of global safety. From the creation of a united kingdom to the creation of a life-saving word, May 1st shows us how we have tried to organize our nations and our communications to withstand the chaos of history. It has been a fascinating look at these milestones. Thank you for walking through them with us, Jonah. Absolutely. I'm Jonah Klein, and thank you for listening to this episode of Deep Dive. And I'm Frederick Moore. For more stories like these, visit deepdive.neuralnewscast.com. Deep Dive is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. Explore history every day on Neural Newscast.
This has been Deep Dive on Neural Newscast, exploring the moments that shape today.